morning, I've just come into the yard and everyone's really quiet. And I was thinking, what's going on? It's not like them normally. Normally they're making lots of noise. Thank you, Bills. Bills was the one I was worried about then. He wasn't looking over his stable door and I was thinking, it's not quite normal. Anyway, welcome to another day. It's actually only Wednesday. I've already vlogged. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. I did say it's a long week. I've already vlogged Tuesday. Brain engage, Emma. Brain engage. I'm going to chuck these guys out early today. As I said on the camera, he doesn't look like he's... All right. Stop doing that. It doesn't look like it's that early because it looks light, but it's not that light. I'm checking them out because the hunts are out once again. So they were out yesterday. They're now out again, but they're different hunts. There's another hunt out today, but they are 2 villages over, whereas yesterday's hunt was actually in our village. So I'm going to try and get the horses out. I really want to open this. Yeah. Thanks, Angus. Literally, I want to turn the horses out early so that they get a couple of hours out and then bring them back in. And Bill's over there is going for a little outing today, so I'll get everyone back in. That's nice, darling. She's in the season at the moment, bless her. She's just, I need to decobweb again, aren't you? Back in season, so she's a bit sensitive. Yeah, so gonna chuck them out now and then bring them back in a short time, and hopefully at least I'll have some grass. Probably a bit too windy out here to chat, but we'll go with it. I just realised I left the fencing's come down in the wind and I just turned them out, so Corporal and Sienna could literally step over that right now. I haven't really... Corporal, don't. Corporal's like, oh, I could jump that. Corporal. It's like a little naughty schoolboy. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Keeping a beady eye on that lot out there, just in case somebody suddenly hears a hunting horn or hounds, because then I'm going to have to run. So Sienna has got the vet back out again this afternoon, and today she's having her SIs medicated. So you'll know that obviously she had the kissing spine diagnosis. We medicated the spinal processes that were nearly touching, and she started the rehab program, and initially it looked all right, looked like we were improving, and then it started to go downhill and she looked more uncomfortable, she became unlevel, she just wasn't a happy bunny. Though if you touched her back, ran your fingers down her back, never flinched, never showed signs of pain on touch, but you just knew she wasn't right. Her movement was really not good. Anyway, I had the vet out a couple of weeks ago and we decided that we were going to medicate the SIs, which was actually the thing we were originally going to do before we found the kissing spine. So I was meant to kind of keep ticking along with the rehab program. However, she was looking so uncomfortable and it was making her worse that we completely stopped with that. So she's literally had 2 quiet weeks. She's done a little bit of hacking, but that's it. And she looks a lot better for it. So it's possible that the rehab program was aggravating the SIs. So we're going to have to create a new plan after today, but that's good. I feel like it's good. We're going to, take 2 as such, get going again, and hopefully slowly but surely build her back up. And fingers crossed, fingers crossed, we've got the right problem area and we can help her. Guess what we've all just heard? I haven't finished mucking out yet. Oh yes, I didn't think they'd get down here this quickly, but I just heard the hounds. The horse is a bit unsure, it's quite windy out, so they're a bit unsure if they heard it or not. So fingers crossed I've got time to finish mucking out, but I definitely heard them. So I'm just sat in the truck, or the fun bus as we like to call it. And yesterday evening I was teaching, or originally I thought I wasn't going to be teaching because supposedly we were going to have the storm and I was thinking the weather will be too bad. Anyway, we're very fortunate here. It didn't really ever get that bad. It wasn't even that windy. Very lucky. And anyway, she came out of school to have this lesson. Bless her. And it's quite late, but I don't get to 6 p.m. Like everyone's quite tired. Just as we were literally heading out to the field to start the lesson, the heavens opened, and between the bit of wind that there was and the rain, we got soaked in seconds. I've got a tiny bit of a video clip of it. Like, my pants were wet. Like, soaked to the bone. I was like, honestly, I felt like I'd literally just been dumped in a shower. Bless her and the pony, because they were so they kept going. But afterwards, I'll also add the picture, most amazing rainbow. Like, it was so beautiful. I was like, wow, it felt really quite spectacular. And I was thinking it's my lucky day because I also had a lottery ticket and I was like, obviously I'm gonna win tonight. I mean, I didn't even get 1 ball, but yeah, it was a beautiful view after the rain and the wind. might be regretting my decision to turn out. There I was being so nice to them. They're winding each other up dreadfully. Help! No, this is not what we need. Also trashing my field. I may well have just come across my favourite new pole exercise, or certainly pole layout, because it led to so many different exercises. So you can see, very simple, just a long line of poles, and at each end a sort of arrow. And this was great as part of a warm-up, because at each arrow you could do like a few circles, then you could change the rein across the middle and do some more circles at the other end. I like exercises that you can constantly be changing the rein, changing the bend of your horse. We then moved on to adding another pair of poles in the middle, so making it like a bit of a cross. And from there, we did this amazing figure of 8 exercise, which I'll just let you follow what Lolly is doing on Billy, but really got him thinking about where he's placing his feet, constantly changing his bend, really great for his core strength and engaging those hind quarters. And we could also do it in trot. So you can see, really using his fancy footwork there to work through this exercise. Certainly can't let the horse rush. You need to keep them in a really nice balance for this to work. So you're sort of doing like a shallow S shape. Another good exercise to do with this pole setup is simply walking on a circle over the poles in the centre. And this is great. I often do it in hand with Sienna. Great for really getting your horse to engage their hindquarters, step through and under as they're turning. Great for their suppleness, great for core strength and building top line. It's a really good one to do. Obviously, you can only do it in walk because there's not enough space for trot. Then going back to the shallow S exercise, my absolute favourite out of all the ones we did today. Great for your horse's footwork. Before doing just a very simple trotting over the centre of the cross. So really good at helping keep your horse nice and straight, and you'll find they really lift as they trot over it. And then a nice straight line exercise to finish. You could do raised poles if you wanted. I feel like Bill's over there is keeping watch. He's been doing the cutest little whinnies to Sienna because, as you can see, she's very much half asleep still. So just staying out here with her because she's still a bit more dopey than I like to leave on her own. You can see she's obviously got the dressing over her sacroiliac where she had it medicated. So I've spoken to the vet about the rehab program and everything. And actually, it's not that different to kissing spine. If anything, we have to push more work into her. So pretty much medicating the SIs is giving us a window to really help her build strength and muscle over the hindquarters of the sacroiliac area, kind of behind the saddle. And we've got that short window to see if it makes a difference. So she can do all the kind of rehab work she was doing with kissing spine, but we just need to do more of it. And she's allowed to do more trot and more canter. So I guess we may be initially having to slightly ignore the kissing spine. Not ignore, but not be too worried about the work we're doing for that, and focus fully on the SIs. So, yeah. And then we'll see. If we don't see any difference in 4 weeks' time with her, then it wasn't the SIs that the problem, and she'll have to go into some vets to have a lot more investigation work done. So keep your fingers crossed for me, because I would really like this to be the start of getting back on track. But we will see. Evening, guys. It's just gone 6 o'clock, if you can hear the church bells in the background. I've just come on to finish the vlog, really. Give you a little update on Sienna, because obviously she had her SIs medicated yesterday. She is now out, so she had 24 hours in and she's now gone out. I was really hoping by keeping it at just 24 hours in that she wouldn't be silly once I turned her out, because technically she's not missed a day. She just had to be in for the morning. No. Sometimes I think, why is she such a Fruit Loop? She doesn't help herself very much. I turned her out, so she just had been in for the morning, that's all it was. And she just galloped around the fields like an absolute plonker. And the vet did say to me, "Oh, do you want some sedation for her for tomorrow?" And I was like, "No, she'll be all right. Like, it's not that bad." She just doesn't help herself. And also, here's Coop. She's on the wrong side of the fence. Any reason you're over there? I thought I'd give her plenty of grass, and that way she'll be really happy and she won't, be silly. Honestly, you are the biggest plonker going. You don't help yourself. We're trying to fix you, and what do? Make things worse. Anyway, can't change her. She is what she is. Yes, thank you. We don't need to play with the posts. She's like, yeah, we do. I like that she somehow got through the fencing. She didn't break it. I think she's probably climbed through the middle of it. Oh God. But she wouldn't walk back over it. So I put the fencing on the floor and put my foot on it. Asked her to walk back over it and she wouldn't. So I had to untie the whole thing to give her a proper clean bit of ground to walk on. Because you don't make any sense. Honestly, you're a pain in the bottom, girl. Oh. Can you see above? Corporal's now gone in there. Doesn't miss an opportunity, Cube. Does not miss an opportunity. That's so funny. He's like, oh, perfect. Well, I'll go and get some good grass then. Doesn't miss a trick, the old boy. I'm very excited because this evening the haylage is turning up. We're having a full load. It's going to be very expensive. Yeah, won't have any pennies left in the bank, but happy horses. Won't have to soak hay for much longer. I've just got to use up the last little bit of the hay. Good morning. Gosh, it's actually a really bright sun this morning. I was meant to end the vlog last night and I didn't. Even saying I was about to, I never did. Anyway, it's here. The haylage is here. Oh my God, it smells so good. And the horses were very excited last night. Obviously, I mixed it in with the hay. I didn't give them too much straight away. Otherwise, I think Sienna's stomach would have been going berserk. So I'm quite glad I've got a good few days worth left of hay so I can mix it in. But smells divine. So I'm going to give them a little bit of this now before I go out in the field and move all the fencing around. So hopefully Sienna can't escape again today. But yes, very happy to have the haylage back. Autumn's definitely arrived now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this vlog, guys. And I'll see you again on Wednesday.